All right, time for recent reads. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zach with Zacks Books, and today I've got a recent reads for you. So if I were to make a February wrap-up video, I would probably just be making a recent reads. That is just how crappy of a month it was for me reading-wise in February. But in March, I've already kind of started on a hot streak. Thank you very much. And I've got 3 books down, and I'm going to talk about them with you in this video. We will have the 3 of these linked down below if you're intrigued with any of them. And we also have got our merch store still open down below, obviously. On Bonfire, got a lot of cool shirts, a bag, fun stuff. The bookstore is also still open and all that. We are also going to be posting a new podcast episode. Books and Stuff is back online. We posted our first video in, first podcast in probably 10 months, almost a year. There's a lot of things going on, as you guys have seen, and we'll have that posted down below. We'll have a link to listen to the podcast. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the books. All right, first up is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. So this is my 3rd Lucy Foley book. I have also read The Hunting Party and The Guest List. The Guest List was a very good book. I believe I gave it 4.5 stars or something like that. The Hunting Party, not as much, as hovering around 3. The Paris Apartment, I'm going to sit at a 4 as well. This book is going to get 4 stars for me. The book is intriguing. They speak French in a lot of the book. A lot of the characters are, obviously they're French characters. So I thought it was pretty intriguing that she was able to work that in there, and it actually worked, and I thought it was really cool. The characters were really fun. There wasn't really like a character I really despised or hated. The story was good. Pretty much Jessie is going to visit her brother Ben in, this apartment, and he's nowhere to be found. He's missing, and so pretty much the story is her trying to find him. And you're kind of getting the details of the characters within this this building. There's a gentleman named Nick. There is Mimi. There's Sophie. There's all these other characters that you kind of get introduced to. They're all kind of weird, and Ben plays a pretty impactful part on pretty much all of their lives in some form. This was claimed to be close to kind of like Only Murders in the Building, which I could see that. There was some parts where, you're trying to figure out, okay, you're in contact with a person, what do you know about him? Are you suspicious enough? It builds up to have a suspicion that so-and-so was the one who did it, or this person did it. The twist at the end I thought was really cool, and I thought it was fun. I will say that I actually didn't see it coming, but overall, really solid book, 4 stars. The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. Alright, the next one up is The End of Her by Sherry Lapina. This is my 6th and final Sherry Lapina book, so I have read everything she has written to date so far. Hopefully she comes up with something soon, but I don't think she has anything planned for 2022. But maybe surprise us, Sherry. Come out with a book. So I'm also going to be making a video ranking the Sherry Lapina books I have read in order from best 1 to worst 6. And I'm not going to tell you what this one is in that, so you're going to have to watch that video to find out. But it should be up after this, so be excited for that. This book is about a married couple, Stephanie and Patrick, who just had twins. And this woman shows up, Erica, and pretty much just throws a wrench in their entire life because Patrick used to have an affair with her, with a previous wife, and the previous wife died while she was pregnant, and there's a whole lot of money things involved. This book had, to me, a very strong potential. There was a part of the book where I immediately, because there there's this one thing, there's two things in this book that makes it a 3.5 star for me. And I can't say either of them because they both happen at the end. Just let me say that the twists that she put in this book are twists that twisted the wrong direction, and I just purely didn't like them. I mean, and I can't say them because it's going to spoil the book. I definitely would recommend reading this book, but I would say go into the last part expecting some twists that might not go your way, or you might like them. But I am someone who, as you guys know, like a more decisive end to a book, and kind of a cliffhanger as to what happens at the end of the book. You kind of have guesses and speculation, but there's no like solid answer of what happens. So, but once you read it, you'll figure out what I'm talking about. And there is another scene that happens towards the end that I'm upset about that I can't say. But once you have read the book, message me and let me know what you think about it, because I really want to blurt out my frustration with the ending, but I can't because I don't want to spoil the book for you guys. So there you have The End of Her by Sherry Lapina. Alright, and last but not least is The Night Shift by Alex Finlay. I believe this is my second book. This is my first book that I've read by Alex Finlay, and it was really good. What am I going to rate this? I would say it's probably 4.5. I'd say about 4.5 stars. It was a really solid book, and at this point, in terms of me filming this right now, I really couldn't tell you what it is. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be asking what makes it not that half star, and I just, as of right now, I can't really pinpoint it. I just didn't feel the same magic reading this book as I did the other two. But it is still a great, phenomenal book. So this pretty much begins 1999 at a Blockbuster. A string of murders happen, and this one girl is a lone survivor. And then 15 years later, it is an ice cream store. I was right. At an ice cream shop, the same thing happens, and it makes everyone believe that it could have been the same person, or it could have been like a doppelganger, like a person trying to imitate him or her. It's a really intriguing story. I really thought it was written well. You're following three perspectives. You're following a detective, and I think both the survivors, if I remember correctly, but then I second guessed that. I read this like a week or two ago, and one of the narrators was a guy, so that makes me feel like I'm wrong with the following two girl perspectives, but I don't remember 100%. But it was still a very phenomenal book. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. The ending was really cool. The twists were phenomenal. It worked, but like I said, just a couple of things just like didn't sit well with me, and I can't say them because it'll pretty much spoil the book. But I will say, early in the beginning of the book, I had a guess as to who the killer was, and I was right, which is actually like one of the first times that has ever happened with me reading a thriller book. I literally yelled it over to Danielle, too. I was like, okay, so this is what's going on. This dude seems really sketchy because of this. I'm saying it's him. And she was like, you're like 30 pages into the book. I'm like, yeah, and this is who it is. And I was correct. Might not have been 30, maybe it was 50. But whatever. I guessed it, and I'm proud of myself. So, yeah, there you have The Night Shift by Alex Finlay. Alright, so these are my 3 recent reads that I've read, well, recently. All of them were good in their own way. Like I said, they're, all of them are good books, and we will have them linked down below if you're intrigued with any of them, so please check them out. Also, don't forget to check out all the other links we have. We got the podcast back up. We got the merch store going on. We also have got the Cemetery Dance books that we're still selling. Check them out. And, yeah, so it's been a really fun reading month so far. I'm 3 for 3 on my TBR as well, which is cool. I think I only have 4 or 3 more left on my TBR. But one of them is a chunker, so we'll see how well that goes. But yeah, no. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you have read recently that you are intrigued with or would recommend for me to read. But yeah, as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. Later.